FT-1802ME. Let's see, my uncle handed this to me today. It's a 2-meter radio only, portable. I plugged it up in the truck. It was supposed to be ready to go. Had an antenna with it and everything, and a cigarette lighter adapter. It blew the fuse immediately in the cigarette lighter adapter. So I replaced that. Never lit up. I checked the polarity here. In fact, we'll do that right now. If you're troubleshooting one of these, don't underestimate your power supply. Start there. I'm going to test the probe here in the positive lead to the tip. We have continuity, outside to the outside, continuity, and checking between, no continuity. So that's good. This little pigtail is good. Then, after replacing that fuse, it blew this fuse. So something's wrong with the radio. I'm going to start by testing with these connected. Shorted out, right? We've got a fuse in there. We're going to test for continuity between the black and red wires. We have continuity. That's unusual. Let's check our red wire alone before the fuse. That wire's not broken. Next thing we're going to test is that the ground, or the black wire, goes to the case. That will tell if our wire is broken. And it does. We're going to test the red wire to the case. And that has continuity. Something's going on here. We're going to pull this cover off and see what's happening. Got the case open here. At our power leads here, they go into the board. In front of that, there is a diode right here. We've got our continuity tester. I'm going to test each leg of the diode. Continuity in that direction, and continuity in that direction. That tells me that maybe this got hooked up backwards at one point. That diode's out. We're going to switch that component first. Also looking around in here, I'm looking for anything weird, and there are a couple of things. The antenna, I don't know if that turns out. There's not enough light in here. Right there where the ground of the antenna is mounted, that's a glob of solder. It doesn't look very professional. Maybe even a cold solder joint. We're going to heat that up, make that a little nicer. See, there's solder drifting over on the board. Let's see, this connector here. This is the high or the low filter. Whatever it is, chip here. Alright, before I replace this, I wanted to update something I just said. Someone has been into this radio. I called my uncle and I said, you know, what could be going on? Do you think it possibly got hooked up backwards, or what's going on? Because some of these solders, like I was saying, don't look very professional. That's not Yaesu. They broke a screw on this shield here, and that was the dead giveaway. This radio wouldn't have left in that condition. So we're moving on from there. We've got an experiment on our hands. Exciting. Just take note of the anode on this, negative down. I'm going to cut it close to the actual thing because I'm going to use these legs to solder on the new one. I think that's what happened here. Someone broke that when they pulled the board out and broke the antenna adapter, and who knows if this ribbon's still in good shape. I don't want. It says diode 1003. We have our schematic here. Let me mull this over and I'll get back to you. We're going to unscrew first this antenna connector, desolder it, and remove it. So we'll try to be efficient. And there we go. The speaker. We're going to unscrew these components here. Then this last non-broken one. Okay, that's loose. And then all the circuit board pieces. It's a good spot to lift up here. The heatsink paste is a little sticky, so you're going to get some resistance. Then it'll pop. Lift that pigtail up and flip her over. Look at here. I'll give you a close-up now of those components I was describing. Right here you can see it looks like they broke it on its elbows and soldered it straight. Like this is laying down now. And then over here where the antenna, this was almost bridged with solder. I'm not sure which one of these legs is ground. It's going to be not that big a deal. Another thing here is the heat has made this printed circuit board peel, but it's still bonded. So we're going to leave that alone. The component that we're replacing here is upside down, D1003. This diode here should be a 3-watt diode. I'll flip the board over and let you look at that. Make sure that these are ground down so that they don't touch the case. And we'll reapply paste here. Yeah, let's keep those fingers crossed. And there's where the screw's broken that holds this component down. Well, sometimes you gotta rob Peter to pay Paul. This was a 12-volt timer project that I made some years ago and never put into use. I'm about to use it more now than ever. So I left the pigtails on here, remember me saying that? It's really going to be handy now because these leads are already cut. I'm just going to solder this used diode into this board. I'm going to re-grease this thing. Re-grease that. I'm running out of video memory, so what we're going to do is put this back on, off camera, resolder that, put all of our screws in. Keep in mind there's two different types of silver screws. There's machine thread, and then there's this kind of coarser thread. Machine threads go in specific places. Here, for example, that's why this one broke, and over here into the aluminum chassis. We're going to use these everywhere else. Okay, moment of truth. Put our power supply in. And hit power. Cool. We got no sound. The next thing to test is right here. It's a piece of wood. Got a cold solder joint right where that previous person cracked that solder. We're going to solder that. Hopefully that's all we need. Thanks for watching. Now I just gotta learn how to use this thing.